Hello students, welcome to the session. Today's topic for the session is graph of a linear equation. Today we will discuss about some graphs of the linear equation from the chapter linear equation, right? So let us see, if we have a equation like x is equals to 4, then what will be the graph for this equation? This how the graph for this equation will look like. See, we know that we have a x-axis and y-axis in a Cartesian plane. X-axis and y-axis like Cartesian plane, it is your x, this side your x dash, this side is your y, this side is your y, and it is your y dash. Okay, so x equals to 4 means this is your origin, is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this side it negative -1, -2, -3, -4. Now x equals to 4 means this we have to plot on the positive side of the x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your x value 4, but since there is no y value here, so that means that it is on the x-axis. It is directly on the x-axis. So now we will construct a line parallel to y-axis. Now we will draw a line parallel to y-axis passing through 4. Okay, this will be your x equals to 4. This line is your x equals to 4. So the graph for this equation x equals to 4 is this. So we will write the equation of given line is x equals to 4. This equation does not contain the term of y. So the graph of this line So the graph of this line, is parallel to y-axis passing through point 4, 0, right? So we know that this x equals to 4, there is no y-axis, y value here, so this type of graph is always drawn parallel to y-axis when x equals to 4 given. So this line is your x equals to 4. Okay, now let's take another example. If we have question x plus 4 is equals to 0. Now how the graph of this look like? So this will be your x equals to -4. Now first of all, again we will draw an x-axis and y-axis. This side will be 1, 2, 3, 4. This side will be -1, -2, -3 and -4. So x equals to -4 means you have to plot this on here. Since again there is no y-axis, that means this line will pass through x equals to -4 like this. So the equation of this line is x equals to -4, and this graph represents a straight line. Again, since there is no value of y, so that's why this line is parallel to the y-axis. This is your y-axis. This is all you have to write. This x dash, this is your y dash, and this is your origin. This is your origin point. So again we will write a statement like we written in the previous question. The equation of given line is x equals to -4. This equation does not contain the term of y. So the graph of this line, so the graph of this line is parallel to y-axis passing through the point minus 4 comma 0. So this line again, since there is no value of y, so this such graph of this equation is always parallel to the y-axis. Since x value is minus 4, if it is x equals to minus 3 here, then we will draw a line like this, x equals to minus 3 here, this straight line. Okay, so whatever, if we have only the x value, then this line will pass through the pass through the x-axis parallel to the y. Now let's see another example. If only y value is given, then what will be the graph of that function? If you have, next third question is y is equals to minus 3. Now y is equals to minus 3. Here only you have your y value. Here only you have your y value. So that this is your 0, this is your minus 1, this is your minus 2, and this is your minus 3. This is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 4, this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and this is your minus 4. So y is equals to minus 3 here. So that means that y is equals to minus 3 is there, it will pass like this through this point. Okay, y. Since y is equals to minus 3 is the only point, x is not here. X is not here. Clear? So x is not here. So this line, so this is your x-axis, this is your x side, is a negative side, this is your y, and this is your y dash side. Okay, so now y is equals to minus 3 means this equation, since this equation does not contain the term of x, so the graph of this line is parallel to x-axis, passing through where 0 comma minus 3. Since it is passing through this point, this 0 comma minus 3, since it is here on the y-axis, negative side on the y-axis, so we draw a line passing through this minus 3 comma 0, and such line is parallel to your x-axis. So this is the case when there is no x value. So we have seen when there is no x value. Now this is your no x value. If you have equation like this, y is equals to 4, then it will pass through where, on the positive side and parallel to x-axis. If you have x equals to 4, it will pass through from where? It will pass through 4 comma 0. If it is passing through 4 comma 0, then it will be parallel to y-axis. Just this thing you have to remember. Okay, now let's check another example. If you have equation like y is equals to 3x, now we have to construct it. Okay, we have to construct it. How to draw the graph? See, always make a tabular form and let at least 3 values. Okay, at least 3 value of any variable. So if I have x is equals to 0, then I have my y value 0. If I have x equals to 1, then I have y value as 3. If I x minus 1, then it will be minus 3. If I have x value 2, then it will be a 6. So now if we draw all these points on the graph, let us take a graph like this. Okay, so it is your 0, positive 1, positive 2, negative 1, negative 2 on x dash side, it is your x side, and on the y maximum up to 6 positive, let's write it here, and negative side it is with minus 3, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, this is your 2, this is your 3. Okay, so in between I am not writing the values. Okay, so for 0 0, this is your 0 0 point, x0 y0. When x equals to 1, y is equals to 3 means when x equals to 1, y is equals to 3, this will be the point. When minus 1, minus 3 means when your x value is minus 1 and this will be your point, like this will be your point, x minus 1 and y minus 3. When x equals to 2 and y is equals to 6 means this will be your point, x is equals to 2. Come on the x-axis, move 2 units, and from 2 units go up to 6 units according to the y. So this is your coordinate. So now if we join all the lines like this, okay, joining the coordinates, so we will see a straight line passing through the origin, and this is your graph of y is equals to 3x. This is your y is equals to 3x. So in this way we can form a graph by assuming the values of one variable. Since there are two variables, you can assume only one variable, put the values, substitute the values, and you will easily get the values of other variable. Okay, so this is how we discussed how to form a graph from your chapter linear equations. So I hope you understood the topic. If you have any doubt, you can ask me through my Urban Pro profile. Till then, revise and let's meet in the next session. Thank you.